What's up everyone, MemeStar here. Today we are back again with another Xenoverse 2 video. And today we are going to be doing something a bit different. Today we are going to be trying to get a win with every single custom mentor currently in the game. The first character we play as is Goku, and the very last character is legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So without further ado, let's begin the video! So as I stated at the beginning of the video, the first character we're going to be playing as is Goku. I'm skipping over it. Not much really happened. Just see the end. The next character up is Krillin, and this time I actually have something to talk about with this character. I was up against an Ultra Instinct Goku player, so you know how much suffering I had to go through. Within not even 30 seconds, I managed to get off a beautiful stamina break on him, which allowed me to do lots of damage. Out of nowhere, though, he used a Godly Display on me, which I dropped out of? Oh, okay. Anyways, the rest of the match was a cakewalk and victory. On to the Piccolo fight now, and this guy must not have liked the embarrassment that I gave him. Because not only did he pick Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but oh boy did he utilize the crap out of Super God Fist. No, seriously, let's count how many times he actually used the move in this fight. Other than that, no, nothing really interesting happened, so let's move on to the next. There is not a single word that I can use in the English dictionary that can explain how much I hated doing this fight. Not only was I up against Ultra Instinct Goku, not only was I playing a custom TN who I don't know who to use, but Xenoverse decided, you know what the fuck are servers? And the entire fight was a clusterfuck! Honestly, it's a surprise I even won this match, and that's why I'm complaining so much. Xenoverse, please fix your servers. What the shit? In the end, though, I did pick up the victory, which means we can move on to our next character. I found this next match to be very comical, as we both picked Yamcha. It's such a shame nothing really happened in this fight. So just like Yamcha's screen time in Dragon Ball Super, it has to be cut short due to how dull it is. The final fight I have with this guy and Raditz is up next on the list. Once again a case of nothing really happening, although I did get a disrespectful finish, I will admit. I was expecting Kid Gohan to be my first proper roadblock in this challenge, but it turns out that wasn't really the case. I was up against a Dragon Ball Super 17, which admittedly was a close fight, although I picked up the win in the end. Instead, that honor goes to Nappa, baby! Jokes aside, getting a win with Nappa was incredibly painful. It took me roughly 8 fights just to get a win with this giant tub of muscle. You know, it really doesn't help since Nappa has an incredibly slow attack speed, and moves that have a lot of longer time. However, I persevered, picked up the win, and moved on to the next character. Nah. Yeah, next up is Zarbon. Immediately after starting off the match, I stamina broke the Supreme Kai of Time! Within 5 seconds! I'm that mad. Other than that though, nothing much really happened. Next on up was Dodoria, and I got jumped by Demon Lord. Joyous occasions! Not much to really say about this fight, although look at my Dodoria tech. At the end of the day, I picked up the W with Dodoria and moved on to the next character. Unfortunately, I didn't actually record the Ginyu fight in its entirety, so instead let me just sum up what happened. I was getting my ass kicked, I lost the first fight with Ginyu, I tried again, he picked Turles, I body changed him, I beat him just barely, and there we go. Vegeta was next up, and it was regular Vegeta versus blue Vegeta, so I was at a disadvantage, canonically. And lag, yada yada, I won. Okay, next challenger. Lord Frieza was up on the pitch next, and nothing much really happened in this fight either. It's after the fight where the juicy stuff happens, as the man himself, the man, the legend, some guy I fought on Xenoverse, rage quitted. I love this guy. After that beautiful sight, it was Android 18's turn. Unfortunately, I was up against a new player, so it was pretty much a fucking slaughter. So, of course, that means I got an easy victory. Perfect life form, Cell is next. And we're up against a Woken Hit, which, kinda reminds me of the fight that I did last video. Huh. Anyways, nothing really important happened here, so let's just move on to the next fight. The next fighter on our list is Slug. Skipping, because no one wants to see mediocre Slug gameplay now, do they? Majin Buu is the next runner-up for the competition. Not really, it's not a competition, it's just fights. Skipping this one, nothing much really happened, so... You know, when I set out to do this challenge, I thought, hey, the custom mentals are great. They're not going to be too difficult to win with each and every one of them, right? Well, I may or may not have forgotten that one exists. Hercule. Fuck! Luckily, my friend Zappy decided to challenge me to a few matches. I got absolutely fucking destroyed. So, he had to go easy on me and choose Janemba. Which I'm like, okay, Janemba's still pretty fucking good. Just, here's the result of the fight. Just, fuck. It was done. Our largest hurdle had been crossed. After Hercule was his daughter Vidal. Nothing notable here really, so I'm just gonna move on. I feel like I'm getting a lot of those.
Here I come.
Funny thing about Gotenks is he's actually my worst cast character. Luckily Zappy decided to go with randoms and got Bojack, who he also doesn't know how to play. Aside from some Xenoverse moments, I managed to pick up the win and move on because characters. I think you can tell I'm running out of shit to say. Adult Gohan up next, and well, I'm not that good at Adult Gohan, so getting a win was a little difficult. Admittedly, I got a really lucky stamina break, which led to me winning the match. But, you know, we take those. When it comes to Turles, half of the fight was the opponent literally dropping out of my combos, which was always fun to deal with. That and there were some other Xenoverse moments that happened within the fight. I think the fucking worst part of this fight was the ending. I stamina broke him after he used the final flash. I attacked him. He literally phased out of it. I hit him more. It doesn't do anything, and then he stamina breaks me. That is some of the strangest shit I've ever seen from this game. But I won via timeout, so that was boring. Fun fact, I'm a certified Pan main. Honestly, have no idea why it took him so long to attack after I failed my stamina break. The opponent tried to go for an ultimate, and, well, let's just say I was feeling a little disrespectful, so I hit him with a dual ultimate. And then I tried to hit him with just this combination, and he dropped out of it. Love this game, by the way. He used the ultimate technique of doing it again, which led to his downfall and my victory. Notice how whenever I have to pick a low-tier character, they always go with Ultra Instinct Goku. I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no idea why this UI Goku was just dodging my rocks. Since because of that, I was allowed to easily go in and break his stamina, which led to me dealing a lot, and I mean a lot of damage against him. The UI Goku also went for a few godly displays, which, well, as you can tell by the other UI Gokus, didn't exactly work out for him very well. At the end of the day, though, I bonked them on the head and finished the fight. Next two fights with Z Broly and Beerus weren't really that interesting, so I'm just going to skip to the end for both of them.
Broly! This is payback.
The 16 fight could either go one or two ways. One, I managed to hit the stamina break and hit them with the Hell's Flash, winning me the victory. Or literally anything else happened and I lost. Luckily in this fight, I was lucky enough to stamina break him and hit him with the Hell's Flash, which basically secured me the victory and allowed me to move on. Bardock's up next, and there's not really much to talk about, other than the block spam. This is the sort of shit that makes me want to have an aneurysm. Other than that, pretty chill, won the fight, moving on. The Whis fight admittedly took a few fights before I could get a proper victory.
Absolutely pale.
For the most part, the fight was fine. Although, one thing that I questioned was at the end. Why didn't this Mira player use their evasive? I don't know, but a win is a win, I suppose. There's nothing much to really say for the Cooler fight, other than me pulling off probably my most satisfying stamina break of all time. And of course picking up a win at the end, of course, but some things are better than others. Zamasu time, and
of all that I deem evil.
You know what? I'm just gonna do the meme. You know the one.
Except the
Other than me pulling off the funny, not much really happened. Skipping the rest of it. It was an alright match. It took me a handful of fights to get a win with Future Gohan, but honestly, this fight was pretty interesting. The opponent picked Teen Gohan and also spammed the hell out of Masenko. I think it was used like 5 or 6 times within the fight. However, I did land 3 whole stamina breaks against the guy. So, I think it was quite obvious who was winning that one. So I picked up my victory and moved on. Skipping the Hit fight because, well, it's Hit. It's one of the best characters in the game. You know how it's going to end.
target eradicated.
There isn't much to say for Bojack's fight either. I landed a stamina break and managed to hit a Grand Smasher off, but other than that, not much really happened. Admittedly, for the few fight, I used a lot more grabs than I'd like to admit. Although I had another instance of my opponent not using their evasive when they got hit. Huh. Nothing very eventful for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku fight, so this is another one of the cases where I'm going to be skipping it. The same can be said for Goku's rival Vegeta. Not much really happened, and once again it's another skip. Not much to talk about for the Vegito fight, but I will say the opponent I fought against with Vegito was, he was pretty fun, I'll give him that. There's quite a bit to talk about with this Gogeta fight. First things first, our counters colliding with each other really fucked with the game. The game had no idea what to do, so my counter went through and literally did 0 damage to him, which was crazy to say the least. However, this was a fight where I actually had to clutch it. I somehow was on the losing end and was able to pick it back up and take the victory. Which, I love fights like that. For the Trunks fight, there wasn't much to talk about in the actual fight, but after the fight there was there's a bit to talk about. However, I'm just going to quickly show it. I ran a set and he sent a hate message to me. Now, yes, there's a lot of context missing, but honestly, it was dumb. Let's just move on to the next character. Not much to really cover when it comes to Rosé's fight, so this is going to be another skip. A few things happened in the Janemba fight, although I don't feel like they're nearly as good as some of the other stuff that's happened in the previous fights, so we're just going to skip over them, to be frank. Not a very eventful Tapion fight, but hey, I found it kind of cool that it was Tapion against Trunks, which is kind of fitting, except it's the wrong Trunks. Nothing much really happened in the 17 fight until near the end of the fight. We were both extremely low, so it was a really close game. However, the one thing that saved me was 17's ultimate. I was so lucky that it managed to actually land on Gogeta, which won me the fight. Our last fight for the video is Dragon Ball Super Broly. My mind was absolutely fizzled during this fight, and admittedly, I used more grab moves than I'd personally like to admit. However, at the end of the day, we picked up our final victory, and thus we can now conclude that I have managed to win with every single custom mentor currently in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Thank you to everyone who watched this video until the end. This video took a lot of time for me to prepare, and overall has been quite a long video to make. I might post more of these videos in the future, although I'm probably going to stick to the format like you see in the update video. If you guys want to see more of this type of content, let me know in the comments below, as I feel like these challenge videos are pretty fun to produce, and may make for some good content as well. With that out of the way, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.